will mean that game number 2 has begun. GPX versus BIGETRON Era. 1 game away from match point for BTR. And for GPX, they have a chance to equalize here, make it a bit closer. As Funi actually jumps in with a stampede, bringing Cine back. Tal not going to be able to follow that up for now. Cine early on recalling already.
Well, it's going to be Caramel with the Demon Slayer in the jungle, so finally a comfort pick. We'll see how well it does though. And then the question now is Fumi Echo. On those flashier heroes, we've seen that she's able to just pull off those crazy bravest fighters, etc. But now on the Hilda, are we just going to see just Hilda domination, just running at you, slowing you? And oof, GPX needs to be very careful about grouping together like that, because the AoE from Cine, that's devastating, but later on it will come from Vival as well as Vivian with a Numinant Blast, so spacing is impeccable here.
Spacing is key. It's going to be very important as well. It does seem like I was expecting a little bit of more kill pressure coming in from BIGETRON Era here in the early game. It does seem like the Hilda is focused once again in that EXP lane. Hasn't really rotated towards this mid side, but once again, things are still looking quite normal here. I mean, emblems are standard. There's nothing too crazy about the battle spells as well. And I'm wondering to see how exactly BIGETRON Era are planning to pull off this Hanzo.
I think they're just going to play it slow and then look for a chance to just sneak into the jungle and just slowly but surely joink the camps coming in for Caramel. And without that income, it's going to be quite difficult. But now you can see that the aggressors, I think for now, GPX does have a bit more control on the turtle, but does BIGETRON want to play for that? That's the real question.
Oh my god, even when it comes to like mid control here, the Soul Reap from Hanzo actually does such a good job at clearing. And Fumi Echo is, again, on a very good weak side map player. I mean, look at this. Even a 2v1, and Fumi actually wins out in the trade up against Funi and LW. Now, she's still going in. She's able to sustain back up. The Stampede brings him back, but a Mystic Field comes in. And that's a Daunting Light as well. Vivian going to be caught here. Still gets to level 4. Vival now jumping back in with a Soul Reap onto LW. That's the main focus. Vival can always just go back to her main body. Fumi Echo with the power of wildness. Cine gets the kill. It's a Mystic Field to seal the deal. Funi is down.
Wow, the longer this game goes, it's only going to get more confusing, because for GPX, they have so many things to do, especially to try and counter Vival. And BIGETRON, they just enforcing their will onto GPX, and now they have some more space to maneuver it, but once Vival gets some more items, becomes an actual one-shot machine for the backline members, they're going to be really confused on where to even move. Do you go forward to try and stop the Hanzo, or do you try and back away and hope that it won't be enough damage coming in from Vival?
Yeah.
Oh, that's a lockdown. Revenge and Rage onto Chell, still able to flicker out. No way, she gets out, she gets out! Chell! BTR with the follow-up Numinant Blast onto Caramel, still able to get out, but Chell, my goodness, what an escape.
I was about to say that Thal has her work really cut out for her, right? Because she has to decide what is more important. She chooses to find a pickoff onto Shell, but even that doesn't really come to fruition. And GPX BASRENG have actually wasted a rotation where BIGETRON Era was able to get that turret for free, for free. And right up until this point, GPX, they have nothing in compensation.
BIGETRON Era also has a very unique situation here. They can use the Hanzo ultimate to actually pop that Cult Altar. We saw it happen in the mid lane, so this might be a very unorthodox situation or solution from BIGETRON Era to deal with that Faramis. They've been banning away the Faramis. This is probably why they're hiding this strat.
Man, and here as well, I mean, we mentioned it, right? The winning matchup, Brody versus Carry. They're going to be able to utilize this to get a little bit of siege potential down. Tal as well on the Kufra. She can't engage. Remember, high risk, high reward. You jump in, there's no escape. She wants to go for it. Finds Tal, brings her back, but Tal just stuns Tal back up. The bouncing ball's a bit late, and who's here? It's Viva! And Vivian with a Numinant Blast catching Funi out. It's another kill for Chell. Vivo's under the turret, wanting to go for more, but she's just gonna get back to her normal form. 3-0. Daunting Light comes back in to get the mid lane slow pushing back to GPX.
It doesn't seem like BIGETRON Era needs to look for something in particular, because they're just waiting on GPX BASRENG to go in for an initiative play and actually counter engage. And every time they do that, they come out on top. And right now, they're not standing idly by here.
Oh my god.
Already on to the next turtle, but look at this.
There's no way she survives this.
Yeah, that's way too much.
That's the first kill in this series for GPX BASRENG. BTR going to be able to trade it back with a turtle.
Whew. It's such a tough situation because if they can try and get a pickup on Vival, one of the Hanzo's main weaknesses is the inability to just go backwards, right? To retreat effectively. So they can try and do that, but the group has 5 on the top side. Tal goes in.
Rage and Revenge, Numenal Blast charged in. Chill able to flicker out for a bit, but the bouncing ball seals her fate. Vivian still all alone. GPX finally showing life in this best of 5 series. 2-3. They're on their way to equalize. Vival looking for something back, not able to find it.
They just keep doing the same thing again and again. BIGETRON, they're just pressuring with Fumi Echo, and then once everyone's confused on where to go, that is where Vival finds ways to try and gets towards the squishier members of the back line. That is where Vivian can start looking for a play, and just like that, Vival, free dives, no risk of losing her life here.
Okay, luckily for Chinchao, she still has a dash, right? Still able to get out away from that potential pickoff from BIGETRON era, but you're right here. GPX BASRENG, they have kind of started to figure it out. They try to play for the opposite side of the map, try to look for an opposing side, but find a way to split them up, and they're going to be able to get more pickoffs on the board. But the technical issue has been resolved as we're jumping straight back into the game here between GPX BASRENG and BIGETRON era for game number 2.
We talk about Hilda being a very dominant laner, but I do feel like later on it's going to be more and more difficult for the side of GPX to deal with this Hilda unless they can stun her long enough for Chinchao to just shred through that HP bar. But of course, Fumi herself will be trying to go all the way bum rushing Chinchao. So in the long fight, when there's objective on the line, that means that your gold lane is going to be zoned away by default, or they might just use the Cult Altar. So I think how BIGETRON era approaches the fight and what can they burn before the fight even begins is also something that GPX can use to try and get an advantage here, on top of that speed difference, where they can actually get a pickoff with multiple members like earlier.
Right now, again, we'll see how that works, right? Chell, oh my god, the Dawning Light actually takes half of Funi's HP bar here. And they might try to look for the siege in the mid lane now. They've already lane swapped to the bottom lane, taking the tier 1 down. The Lord has spawned in the game. Even though it's 2-3, it still just feels like BIGETRON era have most of the map pressure, even here.
And it makes sense, right? Because BIGETRON era, they have heroes who have really high mobility. So the Hilda is going to be able to roam around the map really easily. The Hanzo as well, in particular. And we're going to see here, as the Lord has already spawned in the Land of Dawn, what they can actually do with this.
Jeez.
And that's Fumi with a tank build.
Right, just using all the spells, going for the ultimate for good measure, because it doesn't matter if she doesn't get the kill, and Numenal Blast will neutralize the Cult Altar and allow BIGETRON to get a free Lord there. That worked out perfectly for them.
Not even a trade.
Even the lane swap initially, right? That means that Chinchao is now in a more exposed area of the map. That will allow Vival to go for those easy pickoffs as well. Everything is calculated here, man.
Both lanes are quite exposed, right? I guess the best way is for her to go to the bottom side, but you're right, even then she is going to be super exposed. That's exactly what BIGETRON era have been planning from the beginning. They know and understand that the main anchor is... Oh, the mid side here, Vivian.
Gets the Tarnish Revenge. Good disengage from BTR. Again, there's no real commitment from GPX now. Tal charging it up. Gets Fumi Echo down. There you go. GPX back at it, equalizing and go for the Numenal Blast. Now is going to be charged in. Funi's going to be caught in the Numenal Blast. Stunned up as well. No Cult Altar. Finally has it here. Vival jumping back in with a Soul Reap onto Caramel now. Just zoning the other members away from the mid lane turret to be taken down. Vival still under the base turret too. Going back to her original body. It's a tier 2. Again, you're seeing the kills come through, but it's just objectives after objectives from BTR.
It's almost like a feeding Hilda strategy coming in from Fumi Echo. Because now, yeah, Chinchao with the Golden Staff can do enough damage to just shred through the HP bar. But at what cost, right? They use so much utility, they use so much of their resources to try and get that to happen.
But even with the damage coming in from Chinchao, the damage that she receives from Shell definitely needs to be respected here, as they are vying for that top lane turret.
What a sidestep there by Vivian. Even there, you're seeing just micro masterclass coming in from the players individually.
Now with BIGETRON era, 4K gold ahead and having Vival level 13 here, essentially power farming. Surprisingly not being super ahead in levels, but she can just go in aggressively at no cost. So by default, the Squisher members from GPX have to stay within the base. So it's a very troublesome situation to be in. And I can't help but feel that no one expected the Hanzo to be this effective. Going in with the Corrosion Scythe and now the Golden Staff as well. So if you look at the items here, as we were talking about it,
Wow.
Demon Hunter Sword, Golden Staff, Corrosion Scythe. You would think it's like a marksman build, but it's going to be the Hanzo. They can do a lot of DPS, just basic attacking again and again. So a different approach from the usual assassins we usually see.
And even the Xavier is not even full build yet. And he's already dealing so much damage. And I think that's got to be one of the most annoying parts, right? Like, pretend you're a Kufra. Like, imagine you're a Kufra. You're trying to look for a proper engage, but even before you get that perfect moment, you just get chunked down to half health. It's so frustrating. Look at that.
Yeah, Vival's just targeting the roamer down, dealing so much damage. And yeah, like you said, Tal, that's the engage potential of Tal gone. She was spotted in the map. She's forced to recall, and she was low. So guess what? Vivian gets to control the entire bot side jungler or jungle area. And for me, it's just waiting that bush, that death bush that always works.
Oof. Yeah, all holding our breath here to see what's going to happen. It's going to be an altercation, and Caramel will be backing away. Her team is here to try and help out, but BIGETRON era, with that space, with that window, they have control over the Lord. And again, if they want to check for vision, they can just send Vival's clone out there, essentially. And it's no issue at all, as Fumi Echo just zones everyone.
Oh, Tal finds a revenge and a rage onto Cindy, but she flickers out. Goes in for more damage, but look at the damage coming back. Vivian's still alive, but Decimation finally gets him up. Vivo is wreaking havoc in the back line with the help of Chell. There's Chell picking up a kill. Fumi Echo doing the same. 1-4-2. Even then, it's BTR who actually finds the better trade.
You have to try and find more moments like that. But of course, as always, it's so much easier said than done.
We're back into the game, ladies and gentlemen. GPX still 1 kill down, but 6,000 gold down. Wow, objectives, right? BIGETRON era controlling most of the map as well. You can see only the base turrets left standing for the side of GPX.
Oh, the map vision from the Xavier is just so annoying. Like,
It is.
even discounting the damage that she can possibly portray onto the members of GPX BASRENG, just the information alone is enough to deny GPX BASRENG any hope of trying to go for a counter engage to how aggressive BIGETRON era is playing right now. The Lord already marching down there in the top side. We'll see.
Ooh.
What happens.
Oh no, Viva already going in. Funi's cult altar has been popped before anything even happens.
Oh.
That's the base turret in the mid lane falling down. LW with a taunt onto Fumi Echo. Xinqiao deals out a lot of damage back in. That's a kill over. But the Illuminati Blast finds two. Funi looking for more. Torn apart memory sealing. LW's way. That's a double kill for Chell. The Dawning Light goes over under the base. 14 minutes in. Chell goes for a triple before they end the game to secure match points.
2-0 for a BIGETRON era right now. And the tournament lives of GPX are hanging by a thread.